Good to go.
All right, everybody, this is JM2 with USA Crypto Group, and today we're going to be discussing the new project, CK Racing, which aims to be the DeFi Mario Kart with betting, championships, large-scale tournaments. Put your money to the pedal and burn some rubber because this project's coming in hot. How are you guys doing today?
Doing really good, thanks. Really good. How are you guys?
Doing great. We were looking over the project. There's some pretty cool details in there and a lot of things to discuss. So I just want to make sure we do you justice with the AMA here. Who are we going to be speaking with today?
It will mainly be myself giving the overall presentation. JFK will have a segment where you can just give his thoughts on the project, and we might get a couple of other team members chiming in. Sorry.
Right on. And then how would you like for me to refer to you in the AMA?
Just GURPS or whichever's easiest, really.
You say GUPS?
GURPS.
Okay. Right on. So I just want to talk a little bit about the project when I was looking over it. If you wanted to start, I guess, with the V1 and why that's important that you guys are giving people the familiarity phase.
Yeah, definitely. So if I just scroll back up and just give a very quick overview of the game, we wanted to create something that's light, fun, easy to play for everyone. We also wanted to create a high quality game. BSC especially, but all over crypto is rampant with, in our opinion, quite low quality games in general, P2E games, just for the sake of getting a game out there. So again, we wanted to create something that was light, fun, easy to play, familiar enough where you can sort of look at it and say, I recognize a game that's like that, but unique enough to have our own spin of it. And of course, this is in crypto, so we wanted to make a name and brand for ourselves in crypto and outside of crypto. So just touching on V1 launch, that's targeted is going to be 24 hours after we launch the token. So token launch is this coming Wednesday, and the game launch is 24 hours later. And this is going to be a single player game. You're going to play against AI opponents, so computer opponents. You're going to have a few different vehicles, tracks, and characters to choose from. These are all going to be given for free as well. You're going to have your in-game power-ups, again, feeling similar to existing games out there, but we're going to have our own unique ones as well. So you can have like a speed boost, electric bubble to zap other people's speed, boxing glove to like punch people to the side or punch them backwards. The race pass we're going to launch in a slightly future update, probably 1.1 or 1.2, but this will be a race pass that just gives you some non-gameplay affecting enhancements. And when we say that, we just mean it will give you a bit of extra earnings on your P2E rewards. Race pass holders will be exclusively invited to competitions. So we'll host some race pass only competitions and contests in the future. And I'd say the biggest change and the most appealing thing for our community has been initially we had a requirement to hold $10 or $20 of CK Racing tokens to play the game. But after community feedback and discussions within the team, we made it completely free to play. So all you'll need to do is when the game is out, on our website, you'll have a nice big orange button saying play or play now. You click that button, it will open the game within your web browser, so you don't need to download any applications or anything like that. And then you'll just be able to play the game for free. Just connect your wallet, just so the game's able to track you by your wallet address, just in terms of tracking your lap times, your positions in races and things like that. And so we can, of course, airdrop rewards to you. Everyone's here to make some money, so we can airdrop your rewards to you based on that as well. And yeah, that's just a high-level overview of V1 of the game.
Perfect. I remember reading inside the white paper, was it a weekly airdrop you were going to do until version 2 comes out with basically the funds for all the winners?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So we're going to be running weekly competitions. But in addition to that, again, it's something that we've added fairly recently. The team will run some ad hoc competitions. So what we mean by that is, let's just say in 2 weeks' time, we just decide the next 24 hours, the person who gets the fastest lap time on our Nürburg track, which is the daytime one, the fastest lap time gets $50 in tokens or $20 in tokens. So we'll run our weekly contests and we'll run some more on top of that.
Perfect. I really like that. It gets people excited. Thing I thought was really cool was the fact that you guys are doing the version 1 first, and that's more of a familiarity round. So yes, people will get skills, but it allows everybody to start off in the same playing ground. So I think it's pretty admirable for a new group versus just having a couple of people on the inside who really know how to wreck others. So very good.
Exactly, yeah, and we wanted it to feel that way. We know a lot of people in crypto gaming may not be familiar with these. I mean, most people are familiar with Mario Kart and the sort of play style of those kind of light games. But again, like you said, we just wanted to get people feeling familiar with the game, get them used to the mechanics of it, get them used to the power-ups, the feel of the game, so that when we come to the full play-to-earn phase in V1.5, everyone starts off on a good playing field. No one's really far ahead or really far behind. We want it to be a fun and engaging experience for everyone. We don't want people to sort of lose a few times and give up. We want it to be fun for everyone.
Definitely. When I was going through the papers last night, I was kind of surprised for the $10 fee. But now that you guys have said that you've removed that to make it free to play, I think that's really good, and it's going to bring a lot more people in and open up the doors, because you guys still have the betting, which is going into version 1.5. So that's the next update. So I think that's a really good way to start it off. It encourages people to play.
Yeah, definitely. If I could just touch on version 1.5 fairly quickly, this will be our full P2E experience, a more traditional play to earn. So this will be multiplayer against other players. So there'll be you plus 7 other people, random people in your lobby or in your race. You race against them. Of course, the winner takes home the prize. When we launch V1.5 in our multiplayer mode, the single player mode will still be available, but it will become more of a practice mode and more of a just play for fun mode rather than earning rewards. That is, of course, because we want people to come over to the full P2E system. So once we launch this, it will also have an optional betting system. There will also be a minimal entry fee into races, which will probably be $3 or $5 worth of tokens. Of course, this will help to push the token price up as people are playing the game. They'll of course need to buy and hold some tokens to play the game, and that will get the price hopefully on a nice steady uptrend. There'll be an optional betting or wagering system as well. So if you're confident in your abilities to beat other players, if you feel your skills are very good, you can place an optional bet up to $30 worth of tokens. And then these are sort of on a different tier. So if you come in first place, you double your money. Second place matches your bet. Third place, you get half your bet. Fourth to eighth place, you lose your bet. Of course, just like with any wagering system, there is a chance to lose, but also a very good chance to win your money. And this is all detailed quite extensively in our white paper with some working examples. But like I said, it's going to be a full P2E gameplay. You buy into your race, you place your optional bets. As soon as you finish your race, you claim your winnings immediately. You hit a nice big orange claim button on the winning screen, and it will deposit the tokens straight into your wallet. You don't need to wait for a week or have them vested or any complicated systems. It's simple. You win the race, you claim your winnings, you continue with your day or continue with your races.
That sounds perfect. So one thing that I wanted to touch upon on version 1.5 that's not necessarily part of the game, but it adds to the atmosphere, is the fact that you guys added a lounge. So I don't know about other people, but I played a lot of games when you're either waiting for the module to buffer or enough people to come in. The lounge allows you to talk with other players, have some friendly banter, and kind of get into the mood before you hit the game. So that's a really cool feature that I think will add a whole nother level to the racing experience, because that's when you meet your friends and competitors, and you guys kind of get to know each other in the crypto space. So I thought that was something to touch up upon with version 1.5 as well. So now that we've kind of touched on that, let's talk a little bit about version 2 and some of the updates and things that you're going to be adding in that portion.
Yeah, sure. So version 2 of the game will have more tracks, more vehicles, more characters. So we have a very ambitious target of pushing out at least one update per week on the game. So whether this is an additional character, track or vehicle, optimization, customization item, etc., we want to push out at least one update a week, just so we can keep the game feeling nice and fresh. For anyone who's in the normal sort of gaming world, you can go 3, 4, 5 months without any good update, basically. It's just sort of like little bug fixes, and that's about it. We want to keep the game feeling nice and fresh. So we'll constantly be adding tracks, vehicles, and characters to the game. With V2, we'll introduce championships. So when more tracks are available, these will be 4 races that are grouped together, and then the winner takes home an additional prize of, for example, like $10 or $15 worth of tokens extra. We'll also be introducing a vehicle customization system. You'll obtain these vehicle customization items generally through the leveling and challenge system. So this will be like most traditional games you see out there. You complete a race, you earn experience points based on the position that you come in the race. If you place a bet, you can also kind of bet experience points as well, high risk, higher reward. You complete challenges like win 10 races on this track, win 20 races, fire off 100 power-ups, and these will give you boosts to your experience points. and just unlock more customization items. But again, this is only the beginning of the full customization system, and we're going to massively expand on that in V3, which we'll come on to in a minute. And we'll also begin optimizing the CK Racing game for mobile version. So for the iOS and Android devices out there, we'll do our best to get listed on the app stores fairly quickly. But in general, the game will play and feel exactly the same. All we're going to do is scale back the graphics a little bit just so it runs nice and smooth on your mobile devices. And finally, in V2, we're going to add in earnable player titles. So again, when you complete certain challenges or accolades, you'll earn different player titles. And also with the sort of like tournaments, which we'll come on to in a moment, and championships, you'll be able to earn unique limited edition player titles. So for example, when we run our big, very wide scale tournaments, if you come first in the tournament and you take home the grand prize, you'll also get a player title, which no one else is ever going to be able to earn the same title in the future. So you could flex on everyone. Everyone in gaming loves to flex on people, especially random people on the internet. So that's something we definitely wanted to incorporate in the game as well.
Really cool. I like that. So I noticed in the white paper it also talked about temporary upgrades for purchase, because I know it said, and it highlighted in there, that you didn't want to have anybody with an unfair advantage, but it will give you a little bit of boost, like 10% speed or something like that. Can you talk a little bit about those, and then what are the potential costs for those upgrades?
Yeah, definitely. So we're still kind of mapping out and discussing the potential costs. There will be fairly small, like for example, 0.05 BNB for a temporary boost. These can boost your play to earn earnings. They could boost your top speed acceleration on the vehicle of choice, just temporarily for 3 or 5 races. I've been in gaming for a very long time, kind of esports, amateur gaming the last few years, and also mobile gaming. And I really, really dislike the whole sort of pay to win environment. We wanted to make it where a very skilled player who doesn't have funds available or has minimal funds can still come out on top of the people who have a lot of funds available and they just want to throw a lot of cash at the game and come in first. So we wanted to keep it a nice and level playing field, but also we know that some people want to put a bit more money into the game to get a few enhancements. If their skills are lacking a little bit, they want a bit of an extra boost. So again, these will probably be around 0.05 BNB, which is about $20, $15 for temporary boosts. We'll also have a race pass, which is a subscription-based model, like we see out there in most games right now. And these will just sort of boost your P2E rewards. As I mentioned as well, we'll have some race pass exclusive competitions and contests. We'll host some mini tournaments as well, race pass holders. So again, just added benefits. If you do want to put a bit more cash into the game, you will be rewarded for that. But if you don't want to put any extra cash in the game, you just want to race, you're not going to be penalized for not paying extra money.
Right on. I really like that. Sounds like a really good level playing field using that kind of method. So I did have a question on the gameplay portion. When you're driving the vehicle, is it going to be a motion sensitive thing? So for like phone devices, am I going to be able to tilt to the right, the left, and kind of slide out the bottom to do like a drift? Or is this button activated, or you have like slide joysticks on the sides? How are you going to be doing that?
So the initial plan is to have just like a on-screen joypad or like an analog stick more like, so you can do turning left and right with the sort of on-screen analog. But we will try to incorporate the motion sensitivity and the motion enhancements on launch of the games, but they may come in a future update. But the buttons are what most people are familiar with from what I know. So we'd release that first, and then if we can, we'd include the motion sensitivity as well.
That's fantastic. That'd be great. Are you planning on doing a VR style of this, or is it mainly going to be on the screen?
It's going to be on the screen for now. VR style is sort of in our long-term plans, as well as in another AMA, someone did ask if we're ever going to launch on console gaming. That VR and console gaming does require a massive budget. So we're not saying no, we're just saying not at this moment. But we can sort of look at that towards the tail end of this year, early next year. Once we are a multi-million-dollar market cap coin, we'll have a lot more funds available to develop VR and potentially console gaming as well.
Perfect. All right. Sorry to keep you hung up on version 2. Let's go into version 3 and talk about some of the NFTs, breaking down what the championships are, the tournaments, and then what that entails.
Yeah, for sure. So V3 is going to be our massive expansion. This is about 2 to 3 months away after launch. These are all going to be around NFTs, expanding out into the wider crypto space and non-crypto space as well, and getting the traditional gamers and esports people over to our community in our game. So as it says there, we're going to have some mintable NFTs, most likely around 10,000 NFTs. These aren't just going to be NFTs that sit in your wallet and look nice. They're all going to have some function in the game. They're all going to be integrated, and they're going to have a rarity scale like most NFTs has. So, for example, ranging from common all the way to legendary NFTs. When you mint an NFT, you'll get a random one of 10,000. So the common ones will be things like different color paint on your car, different wheels, different toppers on your car like police sirens, customizations to your headlights, tail lights, etc. These will all be tradable on the NFT marketplace, which I'll come on to in a moment. And then the NFTs that are more rare, such as the legendary NFTs, these could be 2 out of 10,000 Elon Musks as playable characters, 2 out of 10,000 Doges, whatever we feel is appropriate, and sort of based on community feedback, we're going to make those the NFTs as well, the most rare ones. And again, these are completely random mintable NFTs, and they'll all be tradable on the NFT marketplace. So when we refer to the NFT marketplace, when the time comes to develop one or choose one, we'll either develop our own NFT marketplace if that's the best choice for the project. But if there's another NFT marketplace already on BSC that will bring a ton of exposure to our project, that has a lot of volume, a lot of traction already, it only makes sense for us to get listed on that NFT marketplace. Of course, bringing that exposure over to our community and our project. That's going to, of course, help the project with its success, as well as the token price appreciate as well. So all of these NFTs will be tradable. We'll also plan to have a separate in-game sort of economy as well, sort of like the CSGO skins, if anyone's familiar with those. So the items that you earn from the V2 and the V3 customization systems, the in-game items, will be separate to the NFTs, in the sense that the NFTs will be more rare items worth more in general. So when you have your NFT, you're not going to get the same item that you could earn in-game, and vice versa. You can't earn in-game an NFT that needs to be, of course, purchased or traded with other people. So they both have their unique attributes, and they're going to both hold some different value, of course, dictated by the community when it comes to trading them. We're going to massively expand on the customization system. These are going to be constant updates, constant additions. Of course, as we partner up with different tokens and different projects, we're going to add some more customizable items. So I've referenced a project about dragons on the BSC space that we know the owners of. We've been talking to them, negotiating sort of a future partnership once we are launched. So we could put in, for example, 5 dragon cars or dragon toppers, or your car can breathe sort of like fire out the front of it. 5 of those could be given to our community, and 5 could be given to their community as part of the partnership. And this just brings in more ways for our project to earn some additional revenue to, of course, put back into marketing and game development. We'll also be hosting large-scale tournaments, so more like the esports model that we see outside of the crypto space. So these will be, for example, buy-in with $10 or $20 of CK Racing tokens. That's your entry fee into the tournament. And they'll start with 128 or 256 people in the tournament. You have 1v1 races in the typical tournament fashion. Yeah, you have the tournaments in a typical tournament fashion, 1v1 races, all the way till you get to the final 2. When you reach the final 2, they'll have a best of 3 or best of 5 tournament. The winner takes home the grand prize of 5K. Second place takes home 2 or 3K, etc. They also earn some player titles and some additional goodies as well, just to make the event even more special. And of course, with the player title, they get tournament king or queen. They can flex on everybody because everyone in gaming loves to flex on everybody else. So I've touched on the partnership integration. We have various different ways. If I just scroll up very quickly to some billboards that you'll see in a moment, we have some different ways that we can actually integrate partners in our game, as well as advertising space, again, to bring additional revenue to our token. And rather than waiting for this, I'll actually just hop into the game and show you guys what we're talking about. So you can see here, I've got the USA Crypto Group logo, which I just grabbed from the Telegram group, but this is in the game. So if I just hit play very quickly, just give it a sec to load. Of course, with the official game, it will load much quicker. This is a work in progress build, so just bear with it. Let me just turn around, and you can see these are in the game. Oh, my drift was a bit too strong. But you can see these billboards are in the game, so we can offer advertising space and partnerships much more freely than a lot of other crypto projects can, and we wanted to sort of follow a typical business model where we can bring in the additional revenue for this. So we have a lot of ways to bring in revenue to the project, and long story short, we have the sustainability and longevity of the project in mind. Just wanted to point that out.
That's a very creative strategy for getting people, like you said, on board with your project, and as well as hyping their project up. So that's pretty brilliant, actually. I did have a couple questions with NFTs. I'm sure some of the other people are thinking this as well. But have you guys thought about putting upgrades into the NFTs? So let's say maybe you can use your NFT 3 times a month, and people are going to want to use that for the championship or the tournament, where you can get harder tires that perform a little bit better shocks, something like that. Or maybe a better weapon like a heat-seeking missile that takes out number 1 or something like that to bring your chances up of having a better positioning.
That is a really good suggestion. So one of our side utilities are going to be staking as well for people who may not want to play the game. So having one of the rarer NFTs will increase your staking APR. But that's a very, very good suggestion where we could add limited use per week or per month. You can get some additional boosts. So if you're going into a high stakes game, you can use one of your boosts from your NFTs. So I'll definitely note that one down. Definitely something that could be interesting in our roadmap.
Yeah, I think having a limited supply of those would be worth a lot of money, and then as people get better, they'd be able to bargain and trade for those to see what best fits their style of play.
Yeah.
So the other thing I thought was pretty cool about version 3 and the tournaments, when you're getting a little bit higher up in the rankings, in your white paper, it broke down that you'll be taking courses and merging them together and making them different. So what that means for anybody who's not familiar or hasn't had a chance to go through the paper is you're going to be changing potentially the length of the course, the turns, the bends. So you can't memorize exactly what it is. Every user is going to have the same challenge because nothing is going to be the same. So that just adds a whole nother level to the gameplay that I think is beneficial for everybody.
Exactly. And one thing I forgot to mention, which isn't on our roadmap because it wasn't a massive feature, but as part of the enhancements that we're going to continue to make, over time we're going to have different sort of terrains. So we're going to have some off-road tracks, we're going to have some on-road tracks, some icy tracks. One of the tracks that are going to be released on V1 is called Icy Night. So as part of our enhancements, depending on which tire you use, you're going to need to sort of prepare in advance. So if you know the lobby says you're going to be on Icy Night, you're going to need to choose your ice tires because your racing slicks will be a bit more slippery rather than using the icy tires, which are sort of like tires with spikes in them. They'll give you more grip. So we have so many different ways to add depth and quality to the game, but we just couldn't put it all onto the website. So again, most of it is in our white paper. We have so many ideas for the future. We're also going to bring out a chat and party system as well. And this will also include optional bets with your friends. So for example, if there's 4 or 5 of you that get together, you can party up, you can chat to each other, most likely through Discord, because integrating an in-game chat is quite a hard feature, but we could use Discord for now, build our community over there. And then you can have friendly bets against your friends. So for example, if you bet $20 of CK Racing tokens against 5 people, winner can take home all of it. You can set your own prize pools, and then the winner buys pizza or drinks the next day. So we can make it very fun and interactive for you and any friends that you could have in real life or even online.
Definitely. So I was thinking with your guys' skins as well, have you guys talked about making a monthly competition where someone creates a custom vehicle skin? So if they do a drawing and then you guys can paste it on the vehicle or something else, whoever wins per that month gets like 25K tokens. It'd be a good way to invest the community and just make them more hyped about it because they potentially have something that they created put into the game.
Yeah, definitely. We had this suggestion in one of our first AMAs. Someone asked if we could sort of run a competition every month on the best art that would come out in terms of player skin, vehicle skin, etc. And then those could actually be turned into NFTs and have a limited run of those. For example, 5 NFTs created per month. And then, of course, the creator would get one of those and we could put the other 4 on the marketplace. So definitely something we've got in our minds. We just haven't put it on the white paper or roadmap because we haven't got it confirmed and all the details worked out. But it's something we're looking at for sure.
Definitely. So now that we've kind of addressed a little bit about the version 1, 1.5, 2, and 3, I just want to see what you have is a rough ballpark. I know that when you're designing a game, a lot of things come into play, and then testing and making sure that there's no glitches before moving on to the next version. So with that, how long do you think that you guys will be in version 1? And how long do you think it will take to go from version 1 to version 1.5?
Yeah, that's a good question. So version 1 is coming out this coming Thursday, just after our token launch. Version 1.5, we're targeting around 4 to 6 weeks after version 1 launches. The main reason for that, like you said, is we want to ensure that there's no bugs. We want to ensure that we test all of the functions within the contract, because this is going to be the full P2E experience. We want to make sure that all of the functions and systems are in between the game and the contract are bulletproof. Of course, the contract is going to be solid as it is. We want to make sure that everything works correctly on launch. We don't want to have to sort of roll back any updates or anything like that. We've seen that many times in traditional gaming as well as a few crypto games. So we want to get it right first time. So about 4 to 6 weeks after launch, we should have 1.5. Around 4 to 6 weeks further for V2, and then we'll have our basic new systems in place, as well as, of course, enhancements to the existing systems. And then V3 is about 4 to 8 weeks after V2. So all in all, by sort of the end of summer, beginning of autumn, we should be at V3. Of course, we can push some of this forward as long as we have the funds available. If NFTs are in huge demand, we could commission the NFT artist early, begin the NFT integration first. It's all about community feedback, what we feel as a project and as project owners would be the best next step for the project, as well as for our community as well.
Perfect. I like that. So I'm going to start going on some of the more technical questions now, unless you have something else that you want to add about the project that you think we didn't touch on well enough, and just let me know. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. If I could just touch on the team quickly. The team behind this project is 5 core team members. We've actually added a 6th one today. Her name's Midge, and she supports the Telegram team lead. So you've got myself, who's the CEO of the project, and I just run the overall project, of course, get things moving in the background and just take this project forward in the right direction. We've got our COO, JFK, who's based out in New York. He said hi at the beginning of the call. He runs the day-to-day operations, ensures that community engagement is very high at all times. Of course, gets involved in some of the larger decision-making decisions for the project and for the game in general. He has access to the game as well, the development build, so he has some input into the game and the direction that we want to take it forward in. We have Lambo, who's based out in New Zealand. I said Netherlands by accident in the previous call. He's from New Zealand. He's our marketing manager and advisor. He's very, very well known in the BSC and crypto space, very well connected. He's also the owner of a call channel and a group called the Moon Boys, or Moon Boys Crypto. And he's the one who's going to get us to where we need to be in terms of marketing, launching, getting listed on specific sites, etc. We've got Lavdrim based out in Switzerland. He's our Telegram team lead, and Midge, she's also supporting him as the team lead. She's based out in London. Finally, we've got Mahi, who's Mr. Competition. He runs all of our competitions, contests, giveaways, etc. And if you click on each of our sort of profiles, it gives you an overview. He is a Viking giant. He's nearly 1.9 meters tall, so he's a giant. And then finally, we also have our Telegram mod team. I believe we've got about 11 or 12 TG mods to cover all hours of the day, scattered all around the world, so different parts of the world, different native tongues, etc. One of the very multicultural, diverse team. In case there aren't any native English speakers within our community, they have someone to reach out to. And then if I just touch on the marketing fairly quickly, as I mentioned, Lambo is very well connected in the space. So he set up all of these AMAs. I believe this is AMA number 11 out of 12 that we've run the last few days, leading up to the pre-sale, which starts tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Golem's Gems, who a lot of people consider to be number 1 in the BSC space right now, if not number 2. We've had Caesar's AMA just before this one. That overran because we had so many questions and so much engagement from them. We've had Achilles, we've had Rug Free House, of course, many other AMAs as well. Leading up to the launch of the token itself, we're going to have ads on PooCoin. So throughout the whole launch period, we're going to have trending CMS posts, so top trending posts on crypto moonshots on Reddit. We're going to be listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, so CMC and CG listings as quickly as possible. We're also going to have CMC trending as quickly as possible. We're going to have DEX tools trending on launch. So we have all of the right things for a successful pre-sale and a successful launch. But not only that, we have a lot of influencers, call channels, top tier call channels, etc., lined up for after launch. A lot of projects may see a dip after they launch. We have different avenues to sort of combat that if that ever does happen. We have strategic buybacks in place. These will be manual buybacks done by the team. We have a lot of marketing coming up, again, celebrity and influencer marketing. We have some real life marketing that we're in negotiations with, just getting some pricings for, sort of like typical billboards that you see very large scale projects run. So a big marketing strategy, very long term plans overall in this project. Again, we've been developing this game for over 3 months before we even see a penny of this, or before we even see a cent of this. So we're here because we're passionate. We want to create a very successful project and game. We're not just here to grab some money and move on. We're here for the very long term. Our white paper details that in detail. And of course, we wouldn't be here doing these AMAs if we weren't here for the long term. So we're here, again, for longevity. We're here as a credible, strong team. And we're here for the very long term success of our project and our community's fun.
Right on. You beat me to the next component. I was going to go with the team. So that's perfect, though. So one more question about the team. How did you all meet? And then how did the brainstorm session start for CK Racing? What was the determining factor for going this route with the crypto project?
Yeah, so we all met on Telegram in previous projects. So we've run 2 previous projects as the same team. We haven't changed any core team members. So as the same team, we've run 2 previous projects. They are still ongoing. They haven't died or anything like that. We sort of handed those off to secondary teams to run the day-to-day management of that, so we can put all of our time, attention, and of course funds into CK Racing. But those projects were fairly successful. But the main reason I mention that is because crypto and running a crypto project is a very, very steep learning curve. We wasted a lot of money at the beginning on insufficient marketing. We made a lot of mistakes, but we learned from every single mistake that we've made. And thus far, and in the future, we're not going to repeat any of those mistakes. With regards to the brainstorming session, we kind of just sat down together and we thought to ourselves, what do we want to see in BSC and crypto? We looked at some of the top P2E games out there, and we sort of thought, they have their niche, they have their fan base, of course, they have a very high quality game, but it's not really for us. What do we want to see? What would we want our friends, family, nephews, cousins, parents, whatever, what would we want them to play, and how could they pick up something fairly quickly and just play the game? It's not too complicated. You don't need to learn about crypto and blockchain and all of that. Just set them up a wallet, they click connect, and they get into the game. Up, down, left, right, very simple mechanics, and of course a button to fire off your power-ups. And this is something that, of course, kids play, something very similar. A lot of kids play Mario Kart. We wanted to keep this very light, very fresh, very easy to pick up and play. And we also wanted something that is short in gameplay time as well. For anyone who's familiar with games such as League of Legends, you do need to dedicate generally between 15 to 60 minutes, sometimes even more, just for one match. We wanted something where even ourselves, we could just pick up, play on the way to or from work, university, college, school, whatever it may be. And that's kind of where the brainstorming session happened a few months ago. And we thought, this is the blueprint for a successful game, successful crypto project, as long as we can get the right community, which we have so far and we're going to continue to grow with. And that's where the brainstorming session happened, and that's how we came up with CK Racing.
Perfect. I like it. I guess one more thing I did forget to mention that I thought was really important for people to know is the fact that you guys are going to be putting in some game metrics. It's not just play the game, but you're watching how the different players interact or wallet addresses. You don't know who the people are, but you're going to see people at different skill levels, and you're going to appropriately position them against each other, because your goal is not to piss off people or put a professional in with someone who's brand new who doesn't know how to drive, because that's not fun for anybody. So you're going to have tiered classes. That way everybody's having a good time and everybody's learning. They have different brackets for skills and rewards as well.
Yeah, exactly that. So we're going to have our MMR or matchmaking rating system in the future, which will basically just, as Jay said, it's going to split you into different classes or different tiers. So the very skilled players aren't going to play against the new players, because of course that wouldn't be very fun for the new players. New players will be matched up to similar skilled opponents. And again, that will just help to increase competitiveness for the more skilled players and the more serious players, but also keep it nice, light and fresh for the people who are more casual gamers or just trying the game out for a few times.
All right, so let's get into a little bit more, like I said, the technical information now that we've heard a little bit about the project and the team behind it. So, from what I heard when I was talking to one of your admins in the chat, you guys are looking for about 1.2 million tokens per BNB during the pre-sale, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So in the pre-sale it's going to be 1.1 million tokens per BNB, and then launch price is going to be 1 million tokens per BNB.
Perfect. And then another thing that I thought was interesting but pretty cool that you guys are doing, you're not going to be going through Pink Sale. And the reason I find that important is anybody who's dealt with Pink Sale, it's a good launch pad, but they require 2% of the token supply. So what that means is if you're a project, you either have to be held ransom if you guys are very successful, or you have to try and buy them at the pre-sale rate. So with this, there's no bargaining. There's no way to negatively impact all the people who invested in the project. So from what I was told, you guys are going to be going through the Board Floki Yacht Club. Can you tell us a
Yeah,
little bit
that's
about
correct.
that, people who have not used that launchpad?
Yeah, sure. So it's a fairly new launch pad. I believe they've had about 18 or 16 different applications for launching on their launch pad, but they do quite heavily vet their projects that they're going to launch. So far, they've launched one token which did about 15 or 20x to all-time high. I believe we're going to be the second token on their launch pad. Again, they've turned away more than 15 projects because they haven't met the criteria that BFYC set as a launch pad. So the launch pad is based off their token Board Floki Yacht Club. That did many, many X's for all of their investors. The owners of BFYC token have launched many other successful projects in the past. They're very good at marketing as well, and they know what they're doing. So another benefit of launching on the BFYC launchpad, you've got a kind of not a negative from Pink Sale, but you have a few cons by launching on Pink Sale, as Jay mentioned. They also take 2% of the pre-sale fee, I believe, in BNB, as well as 2% of the token, so we pay even more for them. But by using the BFYC Launchpad, they're also helping us with marketing. As I mentioned, the team there are amazing at marketing. They're going to help us push this as much as they can, as much as we can. So they're going to give us that extra kick to get things going. And of course, they know a lot of people who have quite heavy and quite deep pockets. So that's going to be another benefit for us as a project to get a lot of those people behind us already from launch.
That's great. I really like your guys' thought process on that and trying to make it more fair and approachable for
Well,
everybody.
yeah. Hey guys, it's just Lambo here. So one thing I just wanted to add on to that is, so the dev for Board Floki Yacht Club is also our dev as well. So very, very, very experienced. So you know we're going to get a really good contract and all that kind of stuff, guys.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That
thanks
leads
for
me
having
to
me.
the question. So with that, I didn't see a contract listed on the website or the white paper. So who will you guys be going to get the audit through, and will it be ready by launch time, or how are you guys working that?
Yeah, good question. So the contract dev, as Lambo mentioned, is known for making bulletproof contracts, very solid contracts, getting it right the first time. He's currently testing it on testnet. We will have that ready, of course, before launch. We're going to go through solid proof for our first audit. So I've kind of started the process. I've also done KYC, private KYC with Golem Gem, and I'll be doing private KYC with the audit firm Solid Proof. So we'll be getting one audit on launch that will either be in progress or completed by launch time. So it can help our community feel some reassurance as well. And then we're happy to get some additional audits in the future. In the past, in the past AMAs, we have got some questions around Certic. At the moment, there aren't any plans to get a Certic audit. We feel that a couple of audits from reputable firms will be more than sufficient. But if the time comes and we have the funds available, we're more than happy to get a Certic audit in the future.
Perfect. So going through from the contract, I'd like to go into some of your tokenomics. Can you explain that? And then I had a couple questions about that.
Yeah, sure. If I cover the taxes fairly quickly, and then I'll move on to the specific tokenomics. So, of course, crypto projects need some taxes from the transaction volume. This is only from trading volume. You'll be able to transfer your tokens between wallets for free, and of course, to and from the P2E gaming contract. But the taxes, we wanted to keep them below the 10% threshold. We didn't want to go above. As an investor, I'm not really a fan of anything above 10% unless there's a very specific basically unless it's really needed for the token. You can see the vast majority of our taxes go into marketing and game development. We're going to launch around 400k market cap, which is a very low market cap for a project of this caliber, especially seeing as we have a fully 3D game available just after launch. 1% of the liquidity will be going into the LP. So again, we're launching around 400k market cap. The LP will be around $190,000, so very healthy. And all this means, for anyone who's not sure what that means, is that big buys and big sells don't move the chart very much. So it allows bigger buyers to come in without losing money on price movement or slippage. But of course, as we start reaching the $5, $10, $15 million market cap, we want to ensure that the LP remains healthy and we have a nice ratio. So 1% goes into the LP. 1% of the transaction taxes go to the team wallet. We've got a very hardworking and dedicated team. So we want to ensure that they can be paid and compensated, of course. So the team wallet is going to be vested with an unlock schedule of 20% every month for 4 months. There will be an initial unlock of 20%, and that's, of course, just to pay our team for their hard work over the last 6 to 8 weeks since we started this project, as well as for the next few weeks until the next unlock. But we want to ensure that we can keep paying our team because, again, they're a very hardworking team, one of the hardest working I've seen in crypto, and I'm very proud to have them as our team members. And then finally, we've got 0.5% going to strategic buybacks for the CK Racing token. So if we've got a big marketing push coming, very big influencer marketing push coming, our new features, for example, when V1.5 comes out, we want to do a big buyback, get the chart looking nice and green for any future potential investors to come in. So we have that available. These will be manual buybacks controlled by the team rather than small, consistent automatic buybacks. Because I've seen that from previous sort of experience that those automatic buybacks, when you really need the money, there's not really any left. So we'd rather keep them manual to really use when we need them. And then if I just open up the white paper where the tokenomics are detailed a bit more, the total supply is 1 billion tokens. 15.625% went to a private sale. This private sale was mainly, the vast majority of people in there were owners of call channels, influencers either on Twitter or TG. So they're owners of these call channels that can provide some additional marketing because, of course, they have a bag of CK Racing and they want to promote the project for themselves, but also for their community as well. The remaining people were known diamond hands from previous projects. So again, people that wait for many X's before they start to take any profits, they don't dump their whole bags in one go. They're very smart traders, and we invited them here. So we hand selected everyone in the private sale, and that was 125 BNB, which was near enough all used to pay for marketing and game development. We have our pre-sale, which starts tomorrow evening. 44% of the tokens will be going for the pre-sale. We'll also be adding just under a quarter of our supply to PancakeSwap in the form of liquidity. We have 10% in a rewards wallet. When we say rewards wallet, this is mainly going to be for the P2E rewards once we enable that feature. They're going to be for contests, giveaways, prizes. These ad hoc contests that we run, the weekly contests that we run from launch will be coming from this rewards wallet. In the future, when we have our staking platform available, that will also come from this rewards wallet. So probably about 20-25% of the rewards wallet will move into staking for the staking platform. So of course we can give a nice juicy APR for people who want to stake their tokens. As I mentioned, we have our team tokens, but these will be vested. Only a small portion will be unlocked on launch. So again, just add some reassurance that we are vesting our tokens. We are here for the long term. And finally, the remaining tokens are in a dev wallet. I'm going to be locking these tokens away for a very long time. I'm more than happy to share the sort of team locker link and the lock link for my dev wallet tokens. And again, we're here for the very long term. We've got at least 12 months of development plans for the game and at least 18 months of development plans for our project overall. So we're here for the long term. Again, more than happy to lock these tokens away.
Perfect. Yeah, you kind of beat me to the punch because I was going to talk about not only the team, but the private sale, because that's almost 22% of the token supply. So it's good to know that you guys have the slow drip. I did read that in the paper with the 20% per month. So I think that's pretty reasonable. And then you explained who the private sale people were. So I thought that was very important. Do you have any of the call channels or things like that where someone would say, whoa, this is kind of a red flag? Or is it mainly just known people from the project and then family and friends?
Yeah, so it's known people from the project. Again, the majority of them are influencers and call channels, so familiar names on Telegram, on Twitter that you'd see in the BSC and crypto space. To be honest, it wasn't really much family and friends. Like I said, I think I only know a couple of people in the private sale, if that, in real life. The vast majority of them were, again, known diamond hands from previous projects that either we've invested in or we've just sort of seen around in the BSC space that know how to take smart profits.
Fair enough. I like it. So going on to some of the racing rewards, I know we touched a little bit on the bets, but are you guys going to keep it the same as your website and your white paper? So it said first place is going to be $60, and that's with a $30 contribution, and then second place would be $45 with a $30 contribution. From there, it said that there was no third place prize. Are you guys thinking about reducing the bets a little bit to make the bounty a little bit better for everybody, to make it more enticing, or how are you guys going to work that?
Yeah, so this is the plan that we're going to have when we launch V1.5. Of course, once people have started to play the game on V1 and they get more familiar with it, they'll sort of be more comfortable in letting us know. We're all about community feedback, so they'll be able to let us know if they would like to see maybe higher rewards on the bet and sort of higher risk to rewards, or they may want to reduce it, where if you come in fourth or fifth place, at least you get some of your money back, but then of course we reduce the first and second place rewards. So this is basically the plan for the betting system and for the P2E reward system, but we are happy to tweak it as we go. We're never going to get it right first time in terms of this. There will always be some community members that would like to change it, would like to tweak it as we go. So we're going to basically go off community feedback. The general population in the community and general players will let us know how they feel about the game, and we'll tweak it as we go. We don't want to be one of those gaming companies in a sense where what we say goes and there's no changing that. We just care about filling our pockets or anything like that. All of this goes back into the project, and we want to make sure we get it right and people have a good time and, of course, earn good money playing the game.
Perfect. So I know you talked a little bit about gamers and really enjoying the flexing portion. So I didn't know if you thought about making something for someone who, let's say, likes to flex their muscles a lot, but let's say they get last place in the tournament, everybody just rocks them. Do you guys have like a silly skin that you'd have them put on their car, and maybe they have to have it for a month, is like the skin of shame?
No, we haven't actually thought of that. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I guess if someone is talking a lot of smack in Discord or Telegram, and they're happy to sort of go on a high risk, high reward. If they win, they get extra bet. And if they lose, they can wear the silly skin for a month, sort of like skin of shame. That's a very good idea. I'm liking the ideas that you're coming up with. And this is exactly why we'd like to get some community feedback, because we don't think of everything and we want to get community's feedback on this. And just the fact that you've read the white paper and you're coming up with these ideas alone is a really good sign.
Thanks. So I know we've kind of covered the multiplayer, but one thing we haven't really touched on that I think is pretty cool, kind of goes in that Mario Kart realm again, is the multiplayer battle. What are you guys planning to do with this? And then will you have play to win tournaments, or do you have a feature where you can get with your buddies, or maybe you meet people in the lounge and they play really well together where they can make a team, and it's not just a single kill, but maybe a team kill thing where you can have group wins?
Yeah, definitely. So battle mode will most likely come around V3, maybe shortly after V3. We want to ensure that the base game, the racing game, gets all of the functionality, all the core functionality, and of course we deliver on all of the roadmap sort of functions and basically goals that we set out to do. But in the background, we will be developing battle mode. And again, it will feel quite similar to Mario Kart, where you have X amount of lives, maybe 3 or 5 lives. You pick up power-ups and you've got to fire off the power-ups. So these will be in different forms. You could have a free-for-all where there's 8, 12, 16 players in the battle mode on different maps. And then, of course, the winner takes home the majority of the prize. You can place optional bets on that as well. But then integrating with our chat and party system that we'll bring in the future, there will be an option to team up. So you can team up with random people. Again, like traditional games that we see out there, the biggest in esports, you can team up with 3 other random people in like a 4v4 tournament, 4v4 battle, or you'll be able to team up with your friends in your party system or anything like that. So we have a lot of different ways that we can expand on the system and make it work the way we want it to. We just want to make sure we get it right and make sure the community are happy with the decisions that we make and the gameplay that we follow.
That's great. So kind of go back onto rewarding the members. So I saw that you guys have a thing for if you win 10 matches or 10 races, you get to change your wheels. So I know you'll probably have a few different options for that. And then if you do 20 wins, you get to change the color or maybe the scheme of your car. Can you expound a little bit on that?
Yeah, sure. So those are working examples of the customization system. We're still going to draft up the different challenges. As I said, it could be fastest lap time within the week. You win some challenge points, experience points, etc. But after you complete X amount of challenges and reach certain levels, you'll unlock different items, and we will make it rewarding. So even when you start at level 1 and you level up to level 2, you'll unlock some item. It may just be changing the color of your vehicle, or maybe changing the helmet or skin color of your character, etc. But we'll make them more and more rewarding as we go. And as we get into the higher levels, we'll give out prizes. So for example, when you reach level 30, 40, 50 of the in-game leveling system, you'll actually earn CK Racing tokens. So it gives people who may not really care about the customization and the cosmetic side of thing, they have something to work towards in terms of monetary rewards. But yeah, those are just working examples of the customization system we'll have in place in the future.
I like it. Gives a lot of options and kind of helps ADD people like myself, get excited about a new character every 5 minutes. So going on to another subject that I thought was pretty cool is you guys are going to have 10 limited legendary NFTs. So are you guys planning on making these like this is a one and done thing where they're extremely valuable if the project really takes off? And how will you go about winning or getting one of those?
Yeah, so these NFTs, they will basically be one and done. Once we do that initial run of 10,000 or 5,000 NFTs, whatever we decide on, we're not going to repeat the same NFTs. So if you do get the legendary NFT where there's only a few of them in that collection, we're not going to make a new collection in the future and sort of devalue those initial NFTs. So there'll be completely new collections in the future. As I mentioned before, we may even look into getting content creators and artists to be able to create their own NFTs in a sort of community contest every month or every couple of months that we run. And those, again, will be limited runs of NFTs that won't be repeated in the future. There'll be X amount of NFTs created for that specific NFT, and they won't be repeated in the future.
That's great. It really helps drive the value of them as well. So with those legendary, do you plan on having anything that integrates it with the system on top of being something that's really cool to look at for people?
Yeah, so as I mentioned as well, all of the NFTs that we have are going to be integrated in the game, so they're going to have some function. We're also going to have different like player titles, for example. So when you're racing against someone, if you spot they've got an Elon Musk or one of the legendary NFTs, you're going to know that they have that NFT. Of course, you're going to be able to see in their wallet, if you have their wallet address, you're going to see that they have that NFT. They could list it on the NFT marketplace, etc. But we're going to make it very fun and interactive to not only hold the NFTs, but we're going to make it a very active NFT marketplace and trading ecosystem as well. We know that a lot of people are going to love to trade their NFTs as well. Some people are going to be there purely to trade NFTs, and that's perfectly fine as well. But we're going to basically give everyone in crypto something to do, whether it's playing the game, whether it's staking, whether that's trading the token, trading the NFTs, whatever it is, there'll be something for someone to do within our project.
Perfect. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like to, prod the beast when I'm playing. So for me, I'd want to have a skin that says like Master Jeet or something. I got to get in people's head when you're trying to win.
Or you could wear the skin of shame, put people into a false sense of security, and then just wreck everyone in the race.
Yeah, definitely. No, it sounds like a lot of fun. I like what you guys are doing, and it sounds like you have a lot of different avenues to get people vested in the game and make it like it's a more enjoyable experience. So to kind of leave the game, I know we've kind of touched it a little bit, but I want to know a little bit more information about how you guys are going to do your staking pool, and then are you going to have it pre-audited before you release it, or how's it going to work? Are you going to do fixed? Sorry, let me let you answer before I ask 100 questions.
No, that's all good. So what we're hoping to do, of course, is all funds dependent. We do need to pay the developers for the staking platform. In our minds, we'd like to have one pool where you can withdraw and deposit tokens at any time. There's no withdrawal deposit fees on that. And then we would like to have a few lockup pools where you can lock your tokens, for example, 14, 30, and 60 days with increasing APR on those. And again, the more rare NFTs you have, as long as you hold them in the wallet that you're staking with, they could increase your APR even further. So for example, legendary NFTs could add 10 or 15% to your staking APR. So simply holding the NFT or buying the NFT from the marketplace, even if you don't play the game, if you've got a big bag of CK Racing tokens, it could be beneficial to buy the NFTs and hold them in your wallet to increase your staking APR. We will get this audited ahead of time. All of our systems, we want them battle tested and we want them all audited. We want all of our paperwork and systems in line before we release them. We don't want to release anything buggy or with flaws in it. So we'll be doing all of that ahead of time as well.
Perfect. I really like that. I think I missed it, but did you say it's going to be a variable or a fixed rate? So if you have, let's say you're offering 10% for 60 days, I'm just giving an example, and then you have one person in there, they're going to get the full 10%, whereas if you have 10 people in there, they get 1%, or is it the fixed 10% for every person, but it's capped out at only so many people can get into that pool?
Yeah, exactly. So the main variable pool with no deposit and withdrawal fees, those will be on a variable APR. So the more people that are in there, the more tokens that are in the pool, the APR will of course go slightly lower. The fixed pools will be more similar. I think Binance do it, and a couple other sort of DeFi projects where you deposit your tokens and you get a fixed APR. So yeah, we'll obviously have a cap of, for example, $10,000 worth of tokens per pool, but we'll have those at a fixed APR. So as long as you're comfortable holding for a longer term, which I'm sure most people will, then you can just deposit and get slightly higher APR, fixed APR. You know exactly what you're getting back at the end of the lockup time.
Very cool. I really like what, like I said, what you guys are doing. So I think that's about it for my questions, but I want to open the floor. So I'm going to start going through the comment section of our chat to make sure that everybody's getting the questions that they want. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, of course, ready to go. Just had to have a sip of water.
Yeah, you're good. I appreciate it.
Sorry,
so we got
just
Rick.
before I do that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say,
No,
I just wanted to give JFK a quick chance to give his little speech if he wanted to.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, it's all good. I'll open up the floor. Actually, about to have some dinner, if you guys don't mind, but more or less, yeah. I mean, it's been a long day today. I'm just
I think we've had
definitely thanks for the opportunity of having us here. I mean, you know, for the most part, you touched base on everything. I believe you filled in everything, so I'm gonna sit on this one.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, I stuck you in it. Yeah, we're ready to go ahead on the questions when you are.
All right, so we got Ricky VM. He said, what is your strongest advantage that you think will make your team leading the market?
It's a good question. I'd say our strongest advantage right now is the fact that we've produced, in our eyes and a lot of the community's eyes, a very high quality product. So a lot of tokens will develop just a small mini game or a 2D game and just throw that out there and hope that it suffices. But we wanted to ensure that we produce a very high quality product for the project. And of course, we have many, many different forms of utility within the game. Outside the game, we have a lot of side utilities. We have a huge marketing strategy, a very strong team behind it. So I think that's what puts us ahead of the vast majority of projects out there. And that's what's going to lead us to success, just being constant, consistent all the way through and just delivering on all of our goals that we say.
Perfect. And then the next one's going to be from Alexa Merlia. Sorry if I messed up your name. It says many of today's games set high cost to start the game and therefore start with a small player base. Does CK Racing have an entrance fee or starting conditions? And if so, what are they?
Yeah, sure. So on V1 launch of the game, which is coming out next week, there's going to be no requirement to hold a token. Again, we did this so that we can get the most amount of people enjoying the game, playing the game, having fun. So as it says here, it's going to be free to play for everyone. And of course, you will be able to earn money from this. So a lot of people can put in zero money and earn rewards from it. But of course, a project of this scale and a project of this quality, we are going to go up in price over time. It's just a matter of when, not if. So we would encourage, of course, if you have the funds available and if you're comfortable, purchase the token and get the price appreciation as we go. When we do launch version 1.5 multiplayer, that will have an entrance fee into each race in the multiplayer mode. Again, the single player mode will be free to play, but more of a practice mode. In the future, you won't earn rewards from that. You won't be, of course, getting any monetary rewards. But in the multiplayer, entry fees will probably be around $3 or $5 per race of CK Racing tokens. So not a huge amount. We want to make the barrier to entry quite low, where people with less funds available can still play and enjoy the game. But equally, if we make the entrance fee too low, we need to bring the rewards down as well. We can't have 10 cents buy-ins into races and pay out $100 in the rewards. We need to balance out and work out the maths. So again, very minimal fee. We've kept it as low as possible. $3 or $5 is the targeted amount per race. And then, of course, you can have your optional bet on top of that.
Great answer. That kind of answered the second half of her question, so I'm not going to go over that. And the next person we have is Alex Costa. It says, gamers and players are busy playing games and don't realize the facts about technology and blockchain in this world. It also, and how it changes. How does CK Racing educate gamers who are not knowledgeable about cryptocurrencies and things related to blockchain technology?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I think the fact that it's going to be such an easy game to pick up and play, the P2E system isn't going to be overcomplicated. We're going to make it as simple as we can. You literally connect your wallet at the beginning. So, of course, that the game can pay you out your rewards, etc. You do your race, and then you claim your winnings at the end of the game. It's not very complex. It's a very good intro for non-crypto people or people who are in crypto but not very technical. That's perfectly fine. We want to welcome everyone, and we want to make it very easy for non-crypto people to enter the crypto world through games like this. I know a lot of games out there, especially the larger P2E games, have fairly complex systems because the games require that. Again, we wanted to keep it very simple. We don't need to overcomplicate this in our game. We'll keep it nice and simple, and that will, of course, bring a lot of non-crypto people over, and then we can start to educate them as a community if they want to get more involved in crypto. We, of course, don't give financial advice, but we can give some advice in crypto. We can give some guidance in crypto as well and educate them as we go.
Thank you for the breakdown. So once again, Alex Koss looks like he had some pretty good questions here. I'm just going to kind of summarize it. It's kind of long, but he said basically when you're going in, you're making a mobile app, a lot of the developers are kind of put with a middleman. Sorry, I'm doing it totally wrong. So basically you have the game developers, and since they have to use an app, they have to pay a middleman for the fee, so you're not getting the full revenue from it. So what is CK Racing's development to help increase the game developers' earnings versus having the middleman? Because you guys are your own crypto entity, are you guys going to be kind of removing the middleman from an app purchase?
Yeah, exactly. So the in-app purchases, we're just going to have it directly with crypto if possible. I know a lot of the apps will require some sort of fiat currency. If we're going directly through the app stores, then you will need to pay by credit card, which won't be an option. So we basically just want to keep this as streamlined as possible without any middlemen involved. So right now we have 2 developers on board who are working on the game. We've got them on a contract basis, but after V1 launch, we've agreed to sort of keep them on board as part of the team rather than a contract basis. So they'll work near enough full-time on our game. One of the developers will work full-time. One just has one last bit to finish off on another project, then he's full-time. We'll bring on a third developer for the game UI. But in terms of the middleman, I don't foresee any requirement for a middleman, and none of the developers have highlighted a requirement to have a middleman in there with the crypto payments. As far as I know, I'm not too clued up on this. I'll confirm with developers, but as far as I know, in the mobile app, you'll connect your wallet through a MetaMask or Trust Wallet or whichever supporting wallet you have, and then the crypto payments can just be handled directly from the mobile app through your wallet, MetaMask or Trust Wallet, straight into the blockchain. So there won't be a requirement to have another third party handling transactions and taking any fees. I hope that answered it.
Yeah, it sounds like it hit it pretty good. So one of the other questions was from Alexa Murley again. And the first part we kind of answered already, so I'm going to go with the second part. Will there be any discounts or benefits for early adopters with the game?
Yeah, that's a good question. Very good question. So players in the V1 launch, as long as they are active, we won't give out or we won't make public rather the exact parameters that we're going to use to determine if someone is active. But as long as someone is active in our system, they will get some sort of benefit. We're not sure. Everyone does love an NFT. We will consider airdropping NFTs in the future. But we don't want to make NFTs diluted in the sense that we don't want to put 10,000 in the NFT collection, 10,000 more with this, 10,000 more for early adopters. We want to keep the NFTs having some sort of value. If you have 100,000 NFTs, they kind of lose their value. But yeah, we will give some reward for early adopters, people that are considered to be active on V1 launch. We will give them some sort of rewards, whether it be some temporary boosts in game, some customization items that are exclusive to early adopters, and things like that. So we are looking into that, and we'll share some details as soon as we have them.
Right on. So it looks like the last question in our announcement, and then after that, I'm going to go into the VC portion and look for people with raised hands that are trying to ask via voice chat. But for now, this one's from Modman. My question is, if I want to buy a car that has good speed, do you need to pay a native token or BUSD, BNB, or can you do both?
Yeah, good question. So initially, we'll give out a few vehicles, tracks, and characters for free. As we go on, we will give out some additional vehicles and characters for free. All of the tracks will be free forever. We're not going to charge for those. Then, of course, we do know that people want to purchase some additional cars, whether it's for more speed or just to have a specific car. So in our plans, we're planning to have this purchasable with the CK Racing token because that is another utility for the token. But we're basically in discussions right now whether we'd accept some BNB or CK Racing tokens, because of course, if we have the BNB, we can put that back into marketing and game development. But of course, we do want to ensure that the utility is there for the CK Racing token. So as it stands right now, utility would just be on the CK Racing token. You'd only be able to buy with those. But we may offer BNB on a temporary basis. You may be able to purchase with some BNB.
Perfect. I like it. I'm just going to go through and see if we have any raised hands in here for any questions that someone might have.
I'm not seeing a raised hand.
Yeah, it looks like we're all clear. So from here, I just want to ask you to kind of give us a brief breakdown of why you think your project is going places, and give us like a 2 to 3 minute pitch of why we should buy into it.
Yeah, sounds good. So just to summarize everything, our crypto kart racing game has been in development for over 3 months. We have what we feel to be a very high quality 3D game, nice, fun and engaging game for people. And again, we're not just launching a token that has very little utility. Nearly, if not all of the functions within the game will require the CK Racing token. So it adds a huge amount of utility to the token itself. We're going to have a lot of side utility in the forms of staking, NFTs, of course, with the mobile game when that comes out. We've got at least 1 year of development plans for the game. We've got at least 18 months of development plans for the project overall. We've got a very strong team behind the project. We've launched a few projects in the past. We've learned from any mistakes that we've made, and of course the right decisions that we made. We've learned and brought those over. We've got a very strong advisor and marketing manager who's very well connected in the BSC space and crypto space. He gets us to where we need to be, and of course he guides us to becoming a very successful, large, multi-million-dollar market cap project. I would encourage anyone who's listening to this, either the recording or live, check out our white paper, check out our website, come over to our Telegram, ask as many questions as you want until you feel comfortable with the project. This is crypto. At the end of the day, you should be doing your own research on every single project. So ask us as many questions as you want. We have a very big mod team, very big core team. We're more than happy to answer all of your questions and support our community in any way possible. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our YouTube channel. Our video editor should be done with the game trailer in the next sort of 12 to 15 hours before we launch our pre-sale. And coming on to that, we have our pre-sale starting, well, it's past midnight here, but on the 28th at 7 p.m. UTC. Whitelisted addresses are going to have priority to get in first. Shortly after that, it opens up to the public. Then we have our token launch on the 30th of March, and 24 hours later, on the 31st of March, we have our game launch. So it's going to be a very exciting week coming up. I'd encourage everyone to get involved, join our Telegram, join our community. ask any questions that you want. And if you aren't able to win a whitelist spot with the USA Crypto Group, come over to our Telegram. We have a few giveaways and contests at the moment, and we hope to see as many of you there as possible. And I just want to say thanks to Jay, the USA Crypto Group team, and for everyone listening into this AMA for their time.
That was a great synopsis. I just want to say I really enjoy your passion. It's really awesome when you hear a crypto project lead not just talk about something, but you can feel it in your voice and the amount of knowledge that you have in the project. So it's really great to hear from you guys. I really appreciate you coming to the channel and giving us an opportunity to learn about your project and further push CK Racing. So with that, I just want to close out. This has been a USA Crypto Group AMA with CK Racing. I just want to let everybody know to stay tuned for the whitelist and BNB giveaway. In the meantime, please go by and check out the announcement channel. In here, it's going to talk about the USA Crypto pooling option where you have a chance to win additional prizes. And it also gives us kind of an idea of what kind of projects you're looking at and things that we could do to grow as a community. So with that, the instructions will also be attached in there. So make sure, kind of like what Grubbs was saying, do your own research. Yes, we are here to learn, and we'll give you as much information as we can, but at the end of the day, it's our responsibility for our own finances and decisions that we make. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thanks. If it's okay. Sorry,
I just want to give you guys feedback really quick. I thought it was an amazing AMA, very detailed, and a lot of questions was asked, and you guys did an amazing job answering them. So yeah, I learned a lot, and I look forward to see the development on it.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words there. I was just going to say, if it's okay, it's gone quite a bit past midnight. If it's okay, I'd like to just hop off, get some rest for tomorrow's AMA and pre-sale.
Yeah, definitely. You've done amazing. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, that's all good. Thanks for having us here.
Hey, somewhat significant question that I would like answered, and I'll try to make it quick if you don't mind.
Sure, yeah.
Being that you have 10% of the supply allocated to rewards, I do like how the rewards are completely unique to only people who are staking. There's no automatic reflections, which is good because people have to interact with the project in order to get rewards. But out of the rewards allocation, the only thing I see is the 0.5% buyback that actually deliberately puts back into the project. I do know that you have a certain amount of bids that can be put in for racing and a certain amount of tokens that are allocated, but do you have an accounting kind of outlook to how much money is going to go into the project with relation to how many of those 10% total marketing, or not marketing, but rewards tokens go back to people who are holding? Because whenever you use staking or reflections as a utility, you're essentially giving free tokens to all the holders, and eventually even a good holder is going to have to pull some profits. And so do you have that 10% of the supply accounted for to be offset by different functions and different utilities, to where if somebody does want to dump their rewards that they've earned, that it's already offset by other outside funding so that it doesn't hurt the project?
Yeah, that's a very good question. The different forms of utility that we have within the game will help to offset that, and they'll be constant and consistent. So I did mention, and I think Jay mentioned as well, we're going to have some in-game boosts, of course, the purchasable items, characters, vehicles, etc. But in addition to that, I think we may have missed it, or I think I may have missed it in just discussing the betting and the prize pot. So 5% of the total prize pot for each race will be retained by the CK Racing reward wallet automatically. So as an example, in a single race, if there's $100 worth of prizes to be given out, if they go into the rewards wallet, $95 will go out back to the players, and the rewards wallet will keep 5%. And that's to ensure that we can keep this business model basically sustainable over time. It's a consistently and constantly growing rewards wallet, and of course then we can continue to give out rewards in the form of giveaways, contests, staking, etc. But we will have a constantly growing rewards wallet in that sense.
Awesome. So it is sustainable. It's not eating itself from the inside, where like some projects have 30% allocated to rewards, but there's nothing going into it once the volume stops. So in this case, you're not going to overspend your rewards in order to try to keep people happy. If things slow down, it's going to be based upon how much is going in, and then a certain amount of that's going out to keep the actual project healthy.
Yeah, of course. And like you said, we didn't want to be in a position where 6 months or 12 months down the line where the reward wallet's empty. The functions and utilities and the way we've done it will ensure that in 12, 24, 36 months time, we still have a solid rewards wallet available to continue with our plans and development plans. And sorry, Lambo, I think you was saying something before.
Yeah, I was just going to say I've booked you in for another AMA straight after this. So yeah.
Oh man, okay.
No, I'm just joking.
I was gonna have to drink a midnight coffee to get going again.
Another glass of water or maybe a coffee.
Exactly, yeah.
No, cool, man. Good effort, guys. Well done.
Hey, just
Thanks
as
for
a
having me.
reference, make sure you guys go into the CK Racing Telegram and say that you're from USA Crypto and let them know they did a great job tonight. And we're going to send it over to Mike for our drawing and whitelist giveaway.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
So
guys.
we're going to let's give away tomorrow, or actually in about 6 hours, I should say, which is tomorrow for me. We're going to do a pin post in chat for anyone who may not want a whitelist. This will kind of help sort some of that out. Pin post up for about 6 hours, and we'll do another one of these little spin the wheels with whoever replies or slams it with an emoji. And I'll do that recorded and also post it back in chat. Right now, we're going to do 4 winners for the split of $100, $25 each by elimination. So we have quite a bit here, 70 names. And we're going to run it down by elimination to the last 4 on the wheel for the winners. Let's get started.
Let's go.
And no, it's a bit here. And it is recorded. So if you need to go, your name is on there. So don't worry.
You going to take me out on the first one? Pretty dirty.
And Miz is the first one out.
Don't do that again.
Gen Z is out.
Let's go.
Oh, sorry, Jay. JF's out. That was a great AMA, by the way.
Yeah,
Tim's
that
out.
was amazing.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Anyway, episode 2 is now ready for us to play. So, let's dive in.
I don't know how to pronounce that, so we'll just call it half. Half is out. Oh, that was close. AK is out. J-Ron Deb's out. Coming for you, Seattle.
Again, huh?
Guanj is out. Hope I didn't butcher that.
Peace out, Quan.
Mr. Mod Man, you're out.
Peace out, Mod Man.
I won.
Nope, you're out. We're doing elimination.
Yeah, so we're doing elimination. So if your name is called, it's not a good thing. That means you're out.
Brody's out. How's you guys don't have too much feedback with my mic unmuted, do you?
It's good to
No,
go.
no, you're good.
Oh, there it is. Seattle's out. It's all right.
What's
I'll be
up
next.
there, Mike?
I'll be next. Don't worry. King's out.
Hey, King.
Sorry, King. The Genghis is out. Muyu, you're out. I like elimination. Who's it going to be? Mr. Soldier's out. Chicago, you're out of there.
Peace out, Chicago.
What you doing? Bye-bye, Calvin.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that was close. Bad Brown's out. Mr. Ragnar Lothbrok, you're out. That was such a good show, by the way. Sorry, Shill. Shill for Future's out. What's up, pal? Hey. Lambo Moon Boy, you're out.
Peace out, Lambo.
Ouch.
Scorpion King, you're out.
Adios. If you guys are listening, make sure that you guys join our announcement channel. It's posted in the room. We have other prizes that you guys can win as well. So make sure you guys join the announcement channel.
Pumpkin's out.
Fish pumpkin.
They're just different shapes. They're all the same.
Oh, you're lucky. Luna's out. I was coming for you, Johnny.
Adios, Luna.
Well, maybe they'll share one. Maybe you'll trade one for his one. Hey, which one? Blue, white, citrus, brush, or watermelon?
Mr. Miguel, you're out.
Okay. Which one, yeah? Mystery, watermelon, or blue raspberry?
Mr. Abdullah.
How about that? Please don't eat all of them. Save some.
Good Crazy, got a little mix of the bad Crazy. You're out. You all right?
No, you got one thing.
Oh, that was close. Moon Boy's out.
Fish moon boy.
Mr. Mark's out. That was a good turnout tonight.
Like, I think the max was like 75 people on mic. We still have like 50 people right now.
Yeah, there's a good amount. Smart's out. Yeah, we were definitely over 70 at the peak.
Ricky.
Ricky's out. Miss Clara, you're out. Got you, Affinity. You're out. Nick from the CKR team, you're out. Got you. MCM's out.
USA is out.
Roger's out. Pot Rob is out. Hotek. That was close. GURPS is out. Great AMA, by the way.
I gotta say, Mike, it's pretty amazing how you're able to pronounce all these names.
I'll switch these to their ats later on for the winners. Cobra's out. Giant Black. See you later.
Adios.
Lab Dream from the CKR team, you're out. Going for the last four. Cloxy, you're out.
Peace.
J-Mac, you're out. Sophia still loves you. It's okay. Sophia's waiting for you. Mr. Michael McLean, you're out. I've seen you in there. AJ, you're out. Wish there was an easier way to grab names throughout an AMA. I gotta type them all in.
Actually, I'm pretty surprised that you did it so quick.
Bianca, you're out.
Adios.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even start grabbing names until like probably 20 minutes in. I'm like, I better get started on this. Dej, you're out. OPO. Alex A or Alexa, you're out. I know everyone likes a traditional first pick, but we like elimination. We like to hold you guys hostage. Mahi, you're out. Alex Costa. Been eliminated, friend.
Hasta mañana.
Matt's out.
Adios.
Thank goodness it's Matt Trinity and not Matt Grimm.
Yeah, mother,
Is
you
that
know
what you
what?
guys are doing? You guys coming in with a couple of names, huh? Hey, I should be doing that
Dr.
too.
Mikey's out. I got my name. I left my other one out. Oh, I'm out.
Mike, you can't get a break, brother. Have you even won a spin yet?
No, I'll win something next year. Bullish is out.
What? Bullish is actually on the mic?
She was. She was all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, she's still here.
Michael Lambo, you're out.
I don't think
Sorry,
Mike
Michael.
mocks him too much.
Nah. Biz Malax, you've been eliminated, friend. Getting down to the last few, yeah. Sons of Mars has been eliminated.
Yeesh.
Mr. Al Capone, you're out of there.
Gangster shit right there.
Collins Gems, you're out.
Wood?
SR has been eliminated. Dorsey, you're out.
Oh no, and Dorsey.
The Night is out. Let's see. Unknown. Whoever you are, that's very unknown, but you're out.
Is that unknown calls? Is it?
Whoever's unknown in the chat, I'll look her up in a minute. John Lex is out,
Yeesh.
which I think we only had one unknown in the chat anyways. Mateo, you're out.
Adios.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got one more to go.
All right, let's do it.
Who's it gonna be? Guild Ragnar, you're out. All right, 4 winners is D-Bank, Levi, what we got there? Marco, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. I will post all these in the main chat very shortly. Congratulations to the winners. This is for the $100 split, $25 each. That was a great AMA, guys. Great.
Wood.